guys, and welcome back. I am Sir Agamund, and we continue playing the Vale of Dorwinion here in Divide and Conquer version 5. Of course, the beta version, and now kind of an outdated beta, as it's probably, I don't know, I guess we're like a month behind what the current version of the beta is, so there's been quite a few changes since we started this campaign. We left off... Oh yeah, were we attacking Dorthalu? Yes, we were. We can easily take that village. And then also, I think we needed to trade a fleet because we need to take out this admiral that somehow sunk 2 of our ships, even though we had 2 ships to his and we had more men, or maybe about an equal amount of men compared to him. He still defeated us in battle, so we are very upset about that. And we need to deal with Captain Urwa over here on the east, and then work our way to El Gyre. Let's go ahead and start this off with the attack on Dorthalu. I think we have enough forces to take this. I mean, Swain himself is pretty solid in melee. And they have a ballista that's really the only threat, and then orc defenders. But really it's that ballista that we need to worry about. I think we can just send in our levies though, and our mercenaries. If we rush them, and then can just get our cavalry around, maybe our crossbows or archers to shoot at the ballista, I think we'll be okay. Now we don't want to rush all of our forces in. Oh, this is a really cool picture. I think this is Ancalagon the Black, the largest dragon in all of Arda's history. But as I was saying, we don't want to rush everyone in like a straight line, or else we'll just get skewered by that ballista. So we need to basically play the wide game here. We do have, of course, bowmen, that I think if we can get them in a right position, we can actually just do a bunch of loose, like we can loose a bunch of arrows on them. This is actually a very bad settlement to have a ballista in. If we set up on this side, we'd of course have some danger, but if we come in from behind them, I don't think we'll have any difficulty getting to it. So let's actually have our infantry pretty much just come in from this side. And then have crossbows and archers set up somewhere over here. And then we have our cavalry. Let's just put them over here for now as well. And that just leaves our Dorwinion infantry. I guess they could come from this side, but we need to be very careful with that. Let's go ahead and bring up our bowmen first, and then march up with the vineyard levies. So their ballista is pretty much smack in the middle. So as long as we're careful, maybe we send our privateers and paladins to this side. They can run up this road and they'll be protected. We won't have to deal with the ballista shots coming in. I don't know if we'll be able to get into range over here. Maybe we can actually come up from this side and shoot in on them. But I think they have, yeah, they do have Mirkwood hunters, so that's going to be a little risky. But if we're in a wide enough formation and we shoot down at them, we'll be okay. Of course, I don't think our crossbows are going to get any use today. They do, of course, I think their ballista is putting its sights down at us. Oh, yeah. They are going to try to shoot these bowmen, but I don't think they can hit us. They actually skewered one of their own orcs, that poor orc. Anyway, they are going to counterfire us over here, so we will need to rush in quickly before we take too many casualties. I don't know if these guys are fully upgraded. They have 3 armor. I think they start with 1 or with 2 armor, so I think they've only got 1 upgrade so far. But of course, Dor-Guldur scouts and Dor-Guldur, Mirkwood goblins aren't going to be too powerful, so we should trade about evenly. If I can, I'd like to get the crossbows maybe back there. It's going to be tough to actually do anything with these archers. Maybe if we do something like... Maybe we do need to get them in like a tight formation like that.
The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will
I mean, we shouldn't have any issue fighting them. It's just going to be getting our cavalry in and on the ballista. But we do have... I mean, we do have the Ravanian riders back here, and they don't have any decent troops for fighting us. Like, they have no anti-cav. So if we just get in there and just rush them in, we can disable that ballista crew. So that is what we will do. How did we take damage with them? What? They must have shot like over the hill or something. We must have took a few casualties by a few goblin shots. That's unfortunate. Yeah, they are going to be unable to do anything to us. Yeah, we're gonna be okay. We can just get our cavalry in here. There's not many of them, but we did get a charge, and that's gonna stop the ballista from firing. We are getting countercharged, but that's okay. I mean, it's just... This is just a Rovanian rider unit. They're mercs, and they're very light. I think they have, like, what? Yeah, 7 defense, 3 attack. They're not great. But, you know, they are cavalry, so at the end of the day, they have their uses. They're fast, they're good at capturing routed enemies, but it's our privateer cavalry that we really want to get in there. Alright, we will push our paladins up to the front. Let's activate defensive stance to kind of keep our troops alive. I will rush them just to cleave through these merfolk hunters. I'd imagine in a realistic scenario, like these garbage goblins, like, I think our paladins would just be cleaving through them, like 2 or 3 goblins every swing. But of course, this game isn't that realistic. And I guess maybe in real life, I mean, you're gonna get hit by, you're gonna get blocked by armor or flesh. So I don't know if you could actually cleave through multiple goblins. I'm sure you could cut multiple goblins though, like if you just, got like the edge of your blade around a few of them. Right, let's take care of these orc defenders. I think our privateer cavalry can deal with them. I mean, we are outnumbered, but if we can just get a lot of them attacking, they have such a high attack and decent defense that they can quickly cut down the orc defenders as they are doing now. It's kind of a weakness and a strength of cavalry that if they are surrounded by models like this, they will get taken out quickly, but also they can do lots of damage if because they don't really get staggered easily. They can just keep swinging super fast. That's one advantage of cavalry, is their fast attack speed. Rovanian riders, these guys are basically done for, but let's kind of open up a spot for our cavalry, or not our cavalry, but our crossbows to start shooting here. And then we want to get our bowmen to crossfire also. If we can just get a nice volley down this flank, we can start to kind of consolidate our forces here. Do they have... Oh yeah, because they have scouts, so they actually have javelins. That's what those were. Let's start shooting them now. Our cavalry's still doing okay. And if we take losses, we take losses. They are mercenaries. And we can always get more mercenaries. Here comes lots of archer fire. Even though it's weak, I mean 170 shots coming is going to do a lot of damage. Especially with the 140 armor piercing 7 missile attack crossbow volleys. Cavalry, let's keep cleaning up shop over here. There's like what, 83 orc defenders left? Yeah, here we go. Yep, see, once you do that, if you force path them through a unit and then attack, they're pretty much every single model that they have is going to do an attack like immediately like that. It's very effective for just doing lots of damage to a unit and clearing them super quickly. Just like that, you see how they all just kind of swung their swords as I issued that command order to attack. It's like pathfind and then attack, and they'll all just start swinging. It's super useful because if you just let them, if you just let them stand in place, they won't really be able to get hits. They kind of need to be side by side to a unit. Like this guy, I don't know if he could actually hit that unit, but he can hit the guy to his side, but he can't hit the guy in front of him. Oh yeah, we are cleaning up these goblins now. Lots of crossfire is coming in, hitting both units, both types of goblins. I think, yeah, we'll just focus on shooting these now. We'll switch to these goblins. There's just lots of goblins, which is why having lots of arrows helps, because you can thin out those numbers quite quickly. They're taking some damage. I think some of it's going to be friendly fire, but if we switch to just these guys, I think we'll be able to avoid a lot of our friendly fire. If some of them overshoot, they'll hit our forces, but then we have shields facing them, as well as, paladins to absorb the shots. Most of the crossbows, though, should theoretically hit what's in front, though. Although, I think we need to pull these guys a little into a better position, so they're not doing that, like, overhead shot. Let's get one more volley, and then we'll move the crossbows. Let's see that volley come in. That's doing plenty of damage. Alright, lads, come in here. Rovanian riders are fighting to the bitter end against these orc defenders. Let's just pull them out and see if we can save them. Maybe they'll last for one more battle. We will go ahead and start shooting them now. Let's just shoot what's down here and just get rid of those guys. Oh, come on, get into defensive mode, please. Yeah, with 170 of them hitting the back of these hunters, they should die very quickly. We're pushing them from the front and getting almost point blank volleys from the back. There is one issue with doing point-blank volleys, though. You will only hit the troops in the back if you're too close. Basically, even if a unit dies, its body can still absorb the shots. Kind of like, I guess, if you were to get hit with an arrow in real life. It's not like when you die, the arrow's going to go through you. So, as they shoot here, they're only going to hit the units mostly in the back, unless you have them at kind of a sweet spot in range, where they can hit units all around. But it's still safer to just not hit your own troops this way. So as you can see, like this goblin here, he got hit like probably 6 or 7 times as he died. Which is like 6 or 7 arrows that didn't hit the actual healthy models in the unit. But still, I think the trade-off is worth it to not hit your own troops. Plus, you're still going to do good damage to them either way. You'll just be a little safer. I think now if we just flank into them, they should rout. Let's just go ahead. Yeah, we'll just consolidate our push now. And just put this on time 6. This battle is basically over. We just need to finish off these forces. We kill the general. Once we get them out of this town square, we will make them rout. But they're at the edge here, so they're going to keep fighting to the death. Oh, looks like that will do it. Killed 100% of them. And they were 97 to 1,300. Looks like the High Paladins take the cake today with 392 kills. And that is most likely going to be Bjorn himself skin changed into a bear. Although equally, you could just say this is just a bear of Middle-earth killing some goblins. But I mean, I'm pretty sure it's implied to be Bjorn. But you can't assume things in this day and age. Speaking of Bjorn, he's actually one of the Lord of the Rings tabletop game by Games Workshop. He's one of the models I want, but I don't have any army for him. But he has a really cool model, and he's got some really strong rolls if you play him. You can basically, there's a chance that you can transform into a bear, I think, each turn. And he can't do any like commander options. Like he can't declare actions for his army, but he gets to be much better at killing things. He's something I would enjoy to paint if I had him. Alright, now that we've taken Dorthalu, we will need to get our culture back here. Although we're at 40 or 50%. I guess we really just need chicken farming here. We need to make this into a town so it's got, you know, proper walls. But that will help us get more money all around this area. I wonder if we should move our capital. What is it right now? Is it still... It is still Coruscant. If we moved it farther east, we'd save more money here. But I wonder if that would affect any of Coruscant's income. Like, let's try changing it to Mordedhel, because that's pretty centralized. So we're at 5601 there. We are making 8,900. So if we change Mordedhel to our capital... This one costs 150. What are we at? 89.45. So let's take away 150 from that. So let's say, okay, we're gonna be at 8,800. If we do that now, we're at 10,822. So we actually make more money making this our capital. We don't lose anything from corruption here, but it'll help all of these settlements make more money. Like Varfest was at 300. Now it's at 774 because it's closer to the capital. Dorthalu is making an extra 200 gold. That's a little pro tip for you guys. Always try to move your capital closest to like the center of your empire. I think technically Velter might be a little closer, although actually let's look at the map here. Yeah, Mordedhel is basically dead center of everything right now that we've got, so that makes the most sense to have it as a capital. And in your Heartland regions, I mean, you're going to have such high law bonuses that you can have your capital farther away from them and still make all the money. Naburker might be getting hurt a little more. Oh no, it just got devastation. I wonder if that's from them blockading the port. But now we do have to deal with Captain Urwa.
As you command.
Actually, I think, let's see if we can get some more reinforcements here. We could send out a couple of these units, maybe some more Avari. Let's take these archers and Avari spearmen. I want them to join Norway so that he has more elven units. And then we could take Thornguard and some crossbows. Let's combine those two. Just so that we have a couple healthy units out in the front. And then let's use these Dorwinion armsmen and consolidate them into one unit. I'm a big fan of them. I wish we had more of them in the campaign. I'd like to have good front lines. This will make them run away because they're afraid of attacking us. And it actually reduced our relation with Khan for some reason. Yeah, the biggest threat here is just going to be dealing with the dragon riders, but we do have pikes to deal with them, and we can, yeah, have Thorngard deal with them, as well as we can just shoot them down. Yeah, we'll use this army, push out to Elgyre, and then when we get our boats back up, we'll go for Wintiri and Eor.
Attack!
Hopefully Dale keeps pushing on to Rhûn, and that'll give us, you know, more breathing room. Rhûn is basically on the back ropes right now. There is nothing they can do to come back in this campaign. I mean, sure, they could have their last stand army spawn and probably finish, like probably besiege Mistrand and take that back. But if we take Elgyre and they don't border Mistrand, they will pull back to a settlement that they border, so that they won't actually attack us in Mistrand. Here, like the second time we actually get to use the ballista in our campaign. I think they should also add like faction skins for these ballistas that are shared. Like, I think the Dorwinion one should have, like, some purple on their clothes. And then the Dale one should have, like, blue or orange would be kind of cool. I wish there were, like, Dale's men from, like, the Hobbit movies. Like, when Dale was, like, a proper, like, city before Smaug attacked, you saw the soldiers wearing the red. I'd like to see more of that. Let's have our Morquendi protectors be in our front line, along with some Thorngard. We do need to watch out for the cavalry. So maybe we do something like... They're going to put them on the flank, so we really only need our infantry in the middle. Let's do this. So we have a nice long line of warriors here. We'll spread them out a little bit, just in case we need to catch with those cavalry. And our Thorn Bladesmen can always go into shield wall to take a charge. Thorngard, let's put you on this flank, and protectors, I want you to defend the ballista. That seems like it'll be good. Then Avari spears, let's put you in a thin line right behind the Avari warriors. Crossbows, I don't think they have archers, so we don't really need to worry about that. We can do this though with our Avari archers, and we'll be very safe. And then that just leaves these Thorn crossbowmen. We can put them on this flank and defend them with Thorn patrollers. And we might need to bring these protectors out this way. I think that'll work okay. We can put the Avari spears this way. We're going to play defensive and just force them to come to us, which we can easily do with the ballista, of course, and then the Thorn patrollers. I mean, we could rush them, but I want to make use of this line. I guess we'll move up once we're in a good formation. Oops. There we go. Let's move up like that, and then bring the ballista up closer. Let's put you guys into a wide formation. They're not going to do good at counter-firing and taking missile damage. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. They actually have us beat on that front. Let's pull back a bit. Can they do the circle? They cannot. So we're just going to have to get into a wide line. Yeah, we're going to get crushed by all that missile fire. Let's pull back. We're going to need to use our ballista here and our elven archers. So let's actually shoot those Kondish hunters. Since our Thorn crossbows are actually not going to be as useful as I had hoped. That's kind of the weakness of horse archers, is they're not good at countering like actual skirmishers. Alright, Norway should be in range now. Yep, everyone's in range. We're going to just light up those Kondish hunters. And we'll use the ballista to hit the Arulad Dragon Guard. Now, this is going to be a problem, how the Kondish raiders are going to probably shoot us, but if we can catch them, we can run the pikemen towards them. But let's not shoot our own guys. That would be nice. Looks like, are we catching them? We actually routed them? Why are they routing? Okay, I'll take it. I'll totally take it. Interesting. I was not expecting them just to rout when we chase them down. Now, as long as we can keep a good distance on them, we can keep them running, but you know, they're going to come back. We're not as fast. Alright, let's actually switch shots now to the Dragon Riders. Let's see if we can shoot them with our Thorn Patrollers and our crossbows. Why are they shaken? Is it the Avari Shadows? Do they have poison arrows? I wonder if that's it. Oh, pull back, pull back. Get away. Oh, we did a lot of damage to them. We took out like 20 of them there. I wonder if we do have poison arrows on those Avari Shadows. Let's see. Can I hide anywhere? Dark Elves. It doesn't say. I don't think they do. Just interesting that we made those horse archers rout. They did come back, of course, but you know they routed really quickly. Oh, let's go ahead and get into a tight formation here. And they are going to try to charge us. But yeah, they're not. They're going to get caught. They can't do anything to us. They are going to try to charge us with these crossbows, but they can't do anything. They're going to get hit by our pikes. And archers, please shoot at those guys if you can. So the Avari warriors hit these dragon guard. And then everyone else, let's have you ideally shoot at those. Thorn guard, just come up now. Just hit those dragon riders if you can. If you guys run to the Daratai clansmen, you guys hit the dragon riders who are routing. We should be able to hold a very nice defensive line against these dragon guard. And we are, of course, getting spears on them. Alright, I don't want you guys shooting at my melee troops, so please shoot at something far away. So yeah, 51 Kondish hunters there. We did capture these dragon riders in melee, so these unupgraded Thorn Guard are going to do what they can to take them out in melee. They should die pretty quickly. We've got AP and anti-cav. As long as these Thorn Guard don't take a charge, they'll do okay. And the Dorwinion armsmen doing great at slaughtering the Daratai clansmen. So Avari warriors flanking these clansmen, they're going down really quick. Let's go ahead and chase their forces. Now let's use Light of Elbereth. I think that gives us a good combat bonus. We've only lost 2 more Quendi protectors, and I bet more than likely it came from friendly fire. So hopefully we recover from those casualties. Let's flank, and then Thorn crossbows. Oh, that might be why. They might be hitting our own troops. Because we are down in 97. I keep shooting at these Kondish raiders. Why are they still fighting? That's weird. They routed at like 50 men, and now they're at 11, and they're just fighting to the death. But all is well. Our Avari warriors do have a big movement speed bonus because they are elves, so yeah, they're going to capture these Kondish hunters with no real trouble at all. Dorwinion armsmen, are you guys in melee still? Oh no, they kind of fell apart. But yeah, we're going to capture these Kondish hunters once we have them surrounded in melee. These elven warriors with their amazing stats. I mean, 14 attack. That is terrific. That just makes this one of the best units. Oh no, no. Do not hit a single elf. Oh my goodness, that is so lucky. That is actually incredibly lucky. I cannot believe that. Wow. We somehow managed to avoid, you know, killing our own forces here. And we did take out their last raider with archer fire, so really it's just these Daratai clansmen that we need to finish off. I'm amazed that our armsmen... Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's just capture them all. We're at 88%. Let's get to 90. And these Avari warriors should be able to capture them. Alright, 92, that works. See who got the most kills here. Looks like it was actually really even. It goes to the Dorwinion armsmen with 92. I'm really happy to see that. I remember when they used to be, they had better stats. They were like probably equivalent to what the Avari warriors are now, but they were like a post-barracks event unit. But they were like, you had 3 units as Dorwinion that all did the same thing in the previous version, not 4.5, but before that. In fact, actually, I think 4.5, the armsmen are still that strong. Because these changes happened in version 5. So the Avari warriors had 2-handed swords, the Dorwinion armsmen had 2-handed swords, and then you have the Dorwinion paladins with 2-handed swords. And they all had roughly the same stats, except for the paladins were the best, but the warriors and the armsmen were basically the same. So I like how there's differentiation now. Like the armsmen are very common units you get at the middling tier, but they are very powerful for what they are. And then you have the Avari warriors as those very powerful like elves that you use 2-handed weapons or dual wield or use shields. I like them. I like how they have shields. It makes them more resilient to all the missiles that Rhûn can send against you. Now, we only have 800 gold, but we'll make more next turn. I think that does it for this one. Yeah, let's go ahead and end the turn. I've begun research for my upcoming video. It might be a while because I found out there are like almost like 8 or 9 different versions of Third Age Total War. And so going through those and doing like a history on that might take some time. So I got to figure out and plan how I'm going to do that. Rest assured that video will be coming. And of course I do plan to talk about Divide and Conquer, MOS, submod. I might as well throw DCI in since they're new. But yeah, I think I have decided I will eventually throw up a DCI campaign as the Hillmen of the North. Since they do have some interesting scripts and there's kind of a narrative campaign to it that I like. So it'll tell you like, oh, like one of the early missions is basically like, oh, there's this guy we know of, and he might make a good emissary or a good diplomat, but he's like in these, you gotta like take down these 2 villages to like find him. So you go to the Ice Bay of Forechel and take down like a little Mountain Bailey in another village to go find him. And I haven't done that yet. I just read the little flavor text it tells you to do, and it gives you a mission for that. So, and then you also get a mission to like expand into Rudour. And that it's like separate from just the default missions like you get in the game, where it's like, oh, take this settlement and get 1,500 gold. Those are there, but then there's actually these narrative missions, which I think is really cool. I think Divide and Conquer could use that. Maybe something like, maybe to spice Dale up, you get like a narrative missions where it's like, you play as Dale, and basically it's like, sir, we should expand our territory down the river and build like a powerful like trade, you know, and make like a trade highway on the ocean. Oh, Dorwinion, you're really gonna attack us at the village? Well, I mean, if you want to, I mean, you're just gonna get crushed. This is an easy way to deal with you know, roaming Dorwinion army. They will be sending lots of orcs at us, but as will Mordor. So I'd like to fight the other factions. So, Anduin, if the computer can hear me talking, please pick up the slack. Dale, pick up the slack. I don't want to fight Dorwinion. I mean, it's better to fight them than fighting Angmar, which was just a slog when playing the dwarves of Celduin. So I guess Dorwinion's kind of a nice mix. And I really haven't fought in this theater in a while. Like, a lot of my campaigns I do are usually like in the west or as Erebor. We're gonna go ahead and meet them out in the field. So let's have our paladins at the front here. We can position our crossbows on this hill. Archers can go right here. The AI, they won't like typically go for your archers. They'll typically just go for the town square. They might send something to come at us though. Oh, we do have we didn't build this, but the garrison building is here, so we get to make use of that. So we got Westron defenders to send out. That's nice to have. Maybe you can imagine as we liberated this village from the orcs, and now the natives are here to defend it with us. Yeah, let's send Dorwinion armsmen on this side, and then who else is in the back? Privateer axemen, you guys can go in the front. And then we just need to get our cav out here. Oh, and these levies. I don't know where they can go. Maybe right here? Alright, that'll work. Alright, you guys get out there. Levies. I want to use you guys like up entirely. Let's have you guys just head to the front. Hopefully our crossbows can just deal with those like goblins or something. And privateer cavalry and Ravanian riders can manage with the scouts. Yep, let's have them hit those. Paladins will head forth. Vineyard levies hit those archers. And do we have anyone else? We have these Dorwinion infantry. Let's get everyone out here. And then, these archers too? Yeah, let's charge them.
The battle is very much in our favor.
Now that we've gotten into melee, we'll switch targets to these scouts who are... Never mind, they are routing, so chase them down, please. They routed quickly. Let's get a charge into the side of these orc maulers. I don't know if shield wall gives you any defensive bonus against arrows. I want to imagine that it kind of does. At least in formation, because the units are so tight, there's a smaller area for them to actually shoot. Like if you did a spaghetti line like this, you have to be super precise to hit the troops because you've only got a thin line of accuracy. Anyway, yeah, let's have our bowmen kind of flank these troops. And same thing with the crossbows. We'll get crossfire in there. Ravanian riders are going to capture the rest of those guys. Perfect. Archer axemen should be able to deal with the Dorwinion archers over there. Let's have them run up there, and let's shoot these older archers with the crossbows. Let's get out of shield wall. There is a little kind of a weird bug with this game, just the game as a whole, not the mod. But if you go into shield wall and you want to leave it, you actually have to put them in like a loose formation and toggle that to get them out of it. Otherwise, even if you untoggle shield wall, they will stay in that shield wall formation. Let's go ahead and start shooting into the middle here. I don't know why they thought they could take us. They won't be able to do anything. I mean, now that we got flanking shots coming at them, we're surrounding their forces. And these are light armored goblins. I mean, they might have armor upgrades at this point in the campaign, but still, they're not going to take arrows too well. We've routed those guys, so now we just need to get a full surround. Let's charge those archers now. We're not really getting good accuracy because they are in a thin line. But we can just kind of basically prepare for a full flank. Yeah, at this point, yeah, this battle is done. All we really need to do is just get our cavalry to probably charge in and collapse here. We can just send everyone in. Yep. Get in there, lads. Dorwinion infantry, men and elves fighting side by side in this battle, conscripted in the same unit, but all of them wanting to fight to expand the kingdom of Variags and defeat the forces of evil that plague this land. On a complete tangent and side note, this was something I did notice in DCI Last Alliance. The deserts in like the south, like there's a lot more of it than there is in Divide and Conquer. Like in Divide and Conquer, it's more like kind of arid, but like kind of dry grasslands. When you're in Harad, it's a lot of grasslands that you fight in. But they made it in DCI so that the whole place is just it really is just a giant barren desert in a lot of areas, like besides around like rivers and stuff. But I think it just makes the map look kind of cooler, I think. Alright, let's end this battle. That was, I don't know why they attacked us. I mean, if we auto-resolve that, they probably would have won. There's just something about orcs and having high unit numbers and having lots of infantry that leads them to always doing really well in auto-resolve. But there's one exception to that, and that's the goblins of Moria. They don't do great in auto-resolve. Unless they have like a good general leaving them and they have like, you know, their higher tier troops. I think it might be the armor stat that it so favors on. When you've got like 200, like in 228 orc maulers with like, say, like for example, I'm just gonna throw this number out there, like 6 armor. I feel like the game, like it really heavily weighs in favor of those 228 orcs with heavy armor, even though their attacks might not be that great and their defensive skill might be awful. I think it really factors in the armor, which is why like dwarves in auto-resolve are amazing, because they have so much armor, and then they typically still have high attack and everything. It's just that the dwarves don't have the numbers of like units that they can spam out, so they suffer in terms of attrition. Whereas Gundabad is you know, an elite orc faction. They can't pump out tons of units. But when they're fighting, like, you know, Erebor, they can pump out more orcs than Erebor can pump out dwarves. And they're kind of even in balance of power. So even though Erebor's troops are typically better in most cases, you know, I mean, there's you know, orc units that are better. Like Orc Avengers have a very high attack and very good defense skill. But typically the dwarves just can't compete with the recruitment of, like, the goblins. And plus dwarves need to have a town or higher. They can't train anything out of a village except for laborers. So they kind of struggle with that and replenishment of troops, which makes sense. They shouldn't be swarming Middle Earth with lots of dwarves unless you really get into the late game. Oh, Naburka, you got a Merchant's Guild. Would that help our sea trade? Because we're at, well, let's just look at that, 1222. If we get that, we go up to 1282. So that does help with sea trade.
Yes, my lord.
And I saw here, so we're making like 6,700 gold in Coruscant right now, which is terrific because of that Master's Guild. And actually, because we have that, we can get the second merchant finally. Now, if we conquer another settlement that has a Master's Guild, we should unlock another one, I think. I think we'll unlock another merchant. And we finished the warehouse here, so if we build this dockyard, I think that'll unlock the next tier of trade here at Coruscant. And that's going to cost us quite a bit, but it'll definitely be worth it. Excuse me, my family was just telling me that dinner was ready. So I'm going to do a little bit more here. We're actually going to be nearing the end of the episode anyway. So yeah, we're going to get this dockyard here to give us even more money at Coruscant. just to maximize all the sea trade we can get. In Varfest, we got the Thorn Armory. We could go to the Avari barracks and actually get elves here. That would be really cool. We can grab that. I think actually an apothecary would be nice, even though I want the elves here. I think getting, oh, we don't actually have Swain here, so we can't get those, he can't get those traits right now. Oh, let's take a look here, guys. This is going to be some big brain plays. And Mahad and Mistran both got Mason's Halls. Mistran's an important settlement, so maybe we upgrade that to get the Master's Mason's Hall here, because we have a lot to upgrade here. Let's go back to Varfest. Let's grab the Ballista. No, let's grab the Leather Worker here. I want armor down in this region of the world. A new family member, Vinna Marvi. Who do you belong to? Who did you birth from? Or Norway, you actually have a child, Vidu Marvi, or Vidu Mavi. She's 1. Aren't they supposed to be 0 when they're born? Or I don't know, maybe that must be his child. Oh no, we have 2. Here we go. Yeah, another Vidu Marvi. That's pretty cool. Oh no, this one's Vidu, and this one's Vinny. That's neat. And we're really expanding out that family tree. Alright, so Edwin. Oh, that is a big force, but we can take it. This might be a river crossing. If we hold the ford here, we might actually do a river battle, which is pretty rare, I feel. And we need to upgrade Logarth also, but it's not a big concern at this time. We're limited on money because we spent a lot here at Karasant. We do have these ships. We got 1 more. I thought we recruited 2, but I guess we only did 1. We could take out this navy. We need to get Norway up here to Winterion. But I think... Oh, that's a big army. That is a huge army there. We're going to siege them out. Build some siege towers and spend a couple turns besieging it to weaken that, because this is a castle. Actually, don't we have a catapult? We do. So we're going to get a catapult onto this ship and send that over here, disembark it, and then send the catapult back up to Captain Vidukind, who's just been hanging out here for a couple turns. They've been waiting for the boats that haven't come yet. I swear I thought we trained 2 boats, but maybe it's because 1 got destroyed in Karasant, which was very unfortunate. We could also send these guys out, but they're just garrison units. We definitely need that catapult to take this settlement. What's coming up here? Rubar doesn't have much. And up here, does Rhûn have anything else? They do have a hidden army, so we'll need to watch out for that. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and have... Swain's going to play it defensively right now. Let's take the cavalry. And let's get a watchtower set up on this river. And then bring him up to the front. And then, okay, I think that'll do it for here. We're not going to push out. We're going to hold the defensive on the river here to see if we can make use of our crossbows. They should attack us. They'll probably think that they can win, but it's probably just a lot of Uruks and Orcs. So probably, hopefully nothing too dangerous. How did he get a dwarven friend in Mortadell? That's interesting. I guess it has 9% dwarves, and we're not changing the culture here. I kind of like that. Yeah, and then, oh my goodness. That is not good to see. We are most certainly going to lose Mataram. That is a very powerful Kondish army. Oh no. That garrison's not going to finish in time. You know, I am going to just cut it here and go eat my dinner, and then I'll resume. I will be right back, guys. Alright, guys, what would have been a few moments for you was more like quite a few minutes for me. But we have returned here. Where were we? Oh yeah, that's right. Big Khand army, so that's gonna be fun to deal with. Warlord's Guard, Temple Marksmen, Nomad Horsemen, Variag Horse Archers. I was not prepared for them to come up here. Hopefully that's the only army they sent. We have this blind spot, we didn't see what's in the shadows there. We will probably lose this settlement. I can't imagine us holding on to it. But this does trigger war with the Variags of Khand, who I wanted to go to war with, but I was not prepared to go to war with them this early. So we will probably lose Mataram, but we will hold it for as long as we can. I think Kond only gets their units from a special unique barracks that they have. So there's nothing that we can really destroy to stop them from getting much here. It will suck that they take this 2,000 income from us. But we make a lot of money. We can definitely field a new army, but we need to start training it. If we're fighting Khan, we're going to want lots of archers and lots of Thorn Guard, ideally. Or even Vineyard Levies. They honestly wouldn't be bad either. Especially because they're cheap. So having cheap meat shields to absorb the cavalry charges is going to be very useful. So let's actually... Man, I don't have too much money. But we can at least do that and recruit... oh no, let's get these Morroquindi Sentinels first. Before we get anything else. And we might need to prioritize spending money on units now. We can take these 2 Thorn Patrollers and send them to the south. That'll help. And then we have the Avari archers and forces here. We could try to reinforce Mataram, but they're going to make it to us next turn anyway. And it's not going to be enough to defend it. Even if we send Avalon down there, I don't think we can hold back all of these forces. There's a lot of elite cavalry and a lot of elite infantry. Which is unfortunate. In worst case, maybe we just take Norway back. But I was going to use him to attack this settlement. Oh, jeez. Khan, you could not have come at a worse time. But a most interesting time, indeed. Alright, come on, end turn phase. I know you can do it. I am looking at getting a new processor. I'm running on an Intel i7 right now. But I am kind of eyeing that Ryzen 3950. It's a little pricey, and I would need to get a new motherboard for it, but it would set me up for a very long time in terms of processing and just running my computer. And then I'm also looking at, I mean, if I do that, I might as well go all out and upgrade my graphics card at the same time. I got a 1060 right now for my graphics card, and it does great work. Like, it's really solid, but we are getting into that day and age where those are starting to get a little outdated, so might as well just upgrade. Alright, Breland, what is going on? Why is this turn taking so long on Bree? Is there any weird scripts that are happening right now? It's actually concerning me that there is no music happening. Okay, there we go. That gave me a little heart attack. We're getting further, and this is a beta, so every time the end turn kind of stalls, I get a little scared. I'm just going to cut it back when the next turn begins, since this one's taking a little while. Alright, and we are now here at turn 63. I don't know why that actually took me so long. We can get a Merchant's Guild at Ost and Arai. It is surrounded by a bunch of other places. Let's see how much that would actually give us. 40 more gold. It's all worth it. They did, of course, besiege us, so now we can actually take a look at this whole army. If we attack it and right-click here, Captain Tokdamish has... Oh, that's going to be a problem. He's got great beasts. That is a terrifying unit. They have 9 hit points, high armor, high defensive skill. We only have one unit that can counter those, and that would be the Avari Spearmen, because of their javelins. So I think our goal will be to see if we can maybe kill those with the Thorn Crossbows and get rid of them for future battles. Either way, this battle's not going to go great. We did not leave enough of a garrison here. I'm surprised they did send such a big force to attack us. Usually the AI will just send a small force to, you know, head your way, but they sent a huge army. But at least we got this new merchant in our capital here. Oh, whoa. He's only making 430 gold per turn now, and that's because, I think it's because this is closer to our capital, or maybe this province has gold in it. So we actually need to change what he is on, because we were making 800 gold per turn. Oh, man, excuse me for that. I had to go take care of some business again. Not in the bathroom, but just some other business. Anyway, we finished the Vintner's Guild House in Saint-Henri. So we can now... did we get the Swordsingers Academy? There's really nothing else that's too essential here. I mean, maybe the Apothecary, because we could get more population. But we need forces. That's what we need. So we need to focus on our military. And there's nothing else here that really gives us military, except for, like, we could just expand our catapult capacity. That might be a good idea. Strondos has a great hall. We need the Lord's Hall to get the next tier of units here. And we finish the trading post at Fourth Wind's Rest. And then we can just upgrade that to get... we could go for more trade, but we'll use the rest of our money now on recruiting new forces wherever we might be able to. Oh, that's right, we actually do get decent spears. I forgot about the Dorwinion infantry. We can grab some of those, and then what else would be useful against Khand? Maybe Ballista to deal with Great Beasts, because, you know, they'd one-shot them with every hit. But maybe just lots of crossbows. Crossbows and spears. Even Thorn Bladesmen might be good. Thorn Guard are good because of the halberds they have. But these won't be our max armor level ones. They'll just be at the blacksmith tier. I don't think we can get them at the last tier until we upgrade the settlement. Yeah, we need to upgrade it to a stronghold to get the armorer and then Avari armorer. So that'll take a little bit of time, but I think it's still better just to at least get the units out there. Especially that it's kind of an emergency now that we need to defend against Khand. I'm going to put this guy in this fort to save us some money on upkeep. And then, yeah, where are we going to send that new merchant? Because we're making less money because of that. Because we changed our capital. I might take a second to find something that's worth it. Archers are really bad. Like, he's got good finance, but there's just not another resource here. This is Western Dorwinion. It's just weird how he's making so much less. I guess because it is really close to the capital, so now it's making us less money. So we'll need to find a new resource. Like, even these villages give us more. Wow. Aren't there wineries somewhere around here? Like, don't we have those as a unique... Yeah, here we go. 337 for one of those. That might be what we do temporarily until we can find something better. Is there not a winery here? Oh, there's a vineyard, so we'd have to go up there. Let's start at this village, where he's going to be trading in villages, and then we're going to send him to this vineyard. We'll scout out for better resources. Now this army, even though I wanted to come here, I guess this is going to be an emergency army to deal with Khand. So we'll have these guys meet up with Avalon, and he'll meet up with Norway, and we will wait one more turn to get these siege towers here before we push into Elgyre, just so we can finish up the equipment. And yeah, next turn we're going to have to defend Mataram. But I guess, yeah, that will do it for this episode. We will just finish it off by getting Vinelord Swain to build another watchtower while he's out, and then cover that area. Looks like they didn't attack us here, but we're going to keep holding our ground over here at Logarth. We will give him another halberd unit, since Logarth can be okay with just the one here. We could grab like a Great Hall, and then work on getting a higher tier barracks in Logarth. That actually sounds like a good idea. Let's do that. And then, is there anyone else we can send down here? That can't train anything. That can't make anything. We're really kind of struggling for units right now. We could get one more unit from here. Do any of you guys have bonuses versus cavalry? They have bonuses against cataphract cavalry. That should be expanded to Khand cataphracts. Because technically those are cataphracts too. I'm actually make a note of that as a suggestion. Khand cataphract damage. Bonus for Thorn Riders. Because I mean that makes sense to me. But yeah, that will do it for this episode. We'll just go ahead and grab an extra crossbow unit there, so we have more missile damage to take care of Khan's horse archers, and as well as Great Beasts, because those are a big threat. We're going to save the game here. And yeah, guys, looks like things are getting spicy in this campaign. We'll get another episode out shortly here. I'm gonna kind of get a few more Dorwinion episodes out each week. Take a little break from Moria. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching the video if you've made it this far, and until next time.